Tragic news to bring you that Liverpool forward Diogo Jota has died in a road traffic accident in Spain. He was 28 years old. These are the very latest tributes being paid at Anfield, where Jota played a key role in the club's Premier League title win last season. Local police in the city of Zamora in the northwest of Spain have confirmed that the accident happened at 12:30 this morning and Jota passed away along with his brother Andre. Former Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp, who signed Diogo Jota, has paid tribute on Instagram in the last hour. He wrote, "This is a moment where I struggle. There must be a bigger purpose, but I can't see it. I'm heartbroken to hear about the passing of Diogo and his brother Andre. Diogo was not only a fantastic player, but also a great friend, a loving and caring husband and father. We will miss you so much. All my prayers, thoughts and power to Ruta, the kids, the family, the friends and everyone who loved them. Rest in peace. Love, Jay." And just in the last few minutes, we've had a statement from Gestifute, Diogo Jota's representatives, and it says this: "The loss of Diogo Jota is irreparable. The brutal and tragic accident that claimed his life in Zamora, as well as that of his brother Andre Silva, who was travelling with him back to England, left George Mendes and Gestifute in shock and completely devastated. Diogo Jota was only 28 years old and had his whole life ahead of him. He was a top-quality footballer and an exceptional professional, but he was much more than that. He was an exemplary son, a devoted husband, and a loving and dedicated father. Those who knew him well know he was also a unique friend, an extraordinary human being. Those we love will never disappear as long as they live on in our hearts, and Diogo will never be forgotten. He is part of our family, part of the history of Gestifute, and part of world football. He was taken from us too soon, but he will always be in our hearts, as he is one of us, a friend whom we will never forget. Gestifute sends its deepest condolences to his beloved friends and family, especially his parents, Joaquim Silva and Isabel Silva, who have lost two sons. To his wife, Ruta Cardoso, who has lost her partner and the love of her life, and the couple's three children, Denise, Duarte and Mafalda, who are still so young." And the Prince of Wales, Prince William, has just sent out a tribute on social media saying, "As part of the footballing family, I am deeply saddened to hear of the passing of Diogo Jota and his brother. Our thoughts are with his family, friends and all who knew him." And the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, has also paid his respects to Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. Here he is earlier today speaking at an event in London.
This is devastating news, and I'm sure I speak for everyone in saying our first thoughts are going to be with his family and his friends in particular. There are millions of Liverpool fans, but also football fans and non-fans who will also be shocked by this. I think Liverpool Football Club have just put a statement out, as I understand it. But it is devastating, and it is really important that we bear in mind just how difficult a period this will be for his friends and for his family.
OK, we can head back to Anfield now and rejoin our reporter Ben Ransom. Ben, can you tell us a bit more about what happened?
Yeah, we're starting to build a picture now of what did happen overnight in this tragic accident, and that's the way that the Spanish police have reported it. Essentially, Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva were travelling in a Lamborghini last night in a region close to Zamora in the northwest of Spain, just north of the Portuguese border. Now, as far as police understand, it looks as though one of the tyres on the car exploded for whatever reason as they were overtaking. That caused the car to veer off the road, and tragically both Diogo Jota and his brother were killed at the scene. Spain, reports began to emerge at around 12:30 in the morning, and obviously we woke up to the news as it was confirmed this morning here in the UK that tragically both those two young footballers, because they were relatively young, weren't they? Diogo Jota would have been coming in towards the peak of his powers as a footballer at 28 years old. His brother was just 26, who played in the second tier in Portugal. They'd spent time together previously at FC Porto. In the same squad. Obviously Diogo, a more senior player than his younger brother in the academy, but obviously this is a footballing family, and this is a wider family now having to come to terms with the loss, a mum and dad who are having to come to terms with the loss of two sons.
Just behind you we can see quite a few tributes. So how are the people paying their respects there at Anfield?
Well, as you can imagine, it's been a constant stream of not just Liverpool fans, but fans of different clubs coming here to Anfield, wanting to pay their respects, just to take time to reflect. Remember Diogo Jota, not just his playing career, but also Diogo Jota, the person as well, because again, it really does pain me to say Liverpool FC is a football club in mourning today. The club themselves have put out a statement confirming the news, and this is what they said a couple of hours ago. They said that Liverpool Football Club are devastated by the tragic passing of Diogo Jota. The club have been informed the 28-year-old has passed away following a road traffic accident in Spain along with his brother Andre. Liverpool FC will be making no further comment at this time and request the privacy of Diogo and Andre's family, friends, teammates and club staff is respected as they try to come to terms with an unimaginable loss. We will continue to provide them with our full support, and I think that it's that word unimaginable. That's the way many supporters will have felt this morning when they saw news begin to emerge after 9 o'clock this morning, and then as it was confirmed by the authorities in Spain, and that has led to so many wanting to come here and just share their memories of a fantastic player, not just here at Liverpool but also at Wolves as well, the team that brought him to England under Nuno Espirito Santo in the Championship as they were then. He moved from the Champions League to the Championship and helped Wolves win promotion. This is a player that will be fondly remembered in two communities, those here in Liverpool but also in Wolverhampton as well.
What can you say? He graced both teams. He was a tremendous servant for both teams, and the fans up here realise what we are. We miss him. We missed him the year he went. We missed him the year after. We still miss him.
Sad, very sad. Emotion. Was a good player. We will miss him. Yeah, he just got married, and the kids. Sad.
Unbelievable. It's awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, this morning when my phone was going off, what's all these messages, and then, like thousands of us, we all found out what the sad news. It's just shocking. It's 28. Not long got married. Young man, wife and family. It's just awful. Awful. Everything ahead of him at 28, it's just, you can't take it all out, you can't take it in. It's just unbelievable.
It was like he was one of us. He was like he was a scouser, you know what I mean? He was sad, just so sad.
I cried. I didn't know what to do. It's horrible. Yeah.
And today, coming out to pay your respects, why was it important to come to Anfield?
I've been a fan since I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and it's my whole life, and I had to. It wouldn't feel right if I didn't.
Unbelievable, very good player also. We love him.
Sad day.
Diego is Liverpool.
Yeah. Diego is Liverpool.
Just a sense there of some of the conversations that I've had with supporters that they're having amongst themselves, and there are a number of tributes. The number of flowers, the number of scarves that have been brought here has grown over the last few hours. We've seen many emotive signs and motives put down with them. There's been fans of different clubs turning up. Manchester United scarves, for example, are there amongst Everton shirts, all amongst the Liverpool tributes too. And we heard from Keir Starmer, didn't we, a little bit earlier on, well, the Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, she arrived here as well a couple of hours ago. She was in Liverpool. She joined the Liverpool City Region Mayor, Steve Rotherham, as they came to lay some flowers in memory of Diogo Jota. This is obviously a footballer who has touched so many here in Liverpool and across Europe as well, with his role in the Portuguese national team. 49 caps he won for his country, an incredibly popular person. But I think it's the fact that he was taken from us at just 28 years old that has really shocked so many. And Angela Rayner, the Deputy Prime Minister, gave us a few brief words after she laid her tribute here at Anfield.
Diego and his brother, and especially given he's recently married, he's got 3 very young children, and I think the whole world actually is really devastated and shocked by such a tragic end to, you know, someone who is well loved here in Liverpool, and I think the whole city is there to support his wife and children and his family.
Because it's just such a tragedy, isn't it? You know, when they're 28 years old, he literally only got married less than 2 weeks ago. Just absolutely shocking.
It's heartbreaking. It is absolutely heartbreaking, and just shows how life events can change really quickly. And, you know, I'm absolutely devastated for his wife and his children and his family. I can't imagine what they're going through at the moment. My son's 28, and it just, you know, it's really shocking.
And you speak to people here, and, you know, he was like a family member, you know, for Liverpool fans, but not only shocked Liverpool fans, but football fans across the world.
Yeah, his life and his career only just started. You know, he's done an incredible job here at Liverpool Football Club, one of their greatest strikers, and, you know, just getting married, having his young children, you know, looking forward to all the great things that he was going to do here and in his life, and it's just so heartbreaking and devastating for people who have, you know, woke up to the news this morning, and you know, it's hard. You know, I came here for local government conference, and then just to hear that sad news, and then I've been here and I've been over at Everton today, and just seeing the outpouring across the whole of the city is, you know, it's incredible. What our condolences are, and our thoughts today primarily are with Diego's family, his wife and his children.
Yeah, it is a city once again having to deal with tragedy. If I just step out of the way, you can see the latest scenes of fans who are continuing to pay their respects, their tributes to remember Diogo Jota. We've seen plenty who have been in tears, overwhelmed by emotion, because as much as many of these fans, many of these Liverpudlians will not have perhaps even ever got to meet Diogo Jota personally, that connection that football has with supporters, the moments of incredible joy that inspire passions and memories that live on for a lifetime, are things that are being shared amongst these supporters as they talk to each other and take this time to reflect on a player that has been lost but will certainly never be forgotten.
For now, thank you, Ben. Fans have also been gathering at Molineux to pay their respects, and Rob Jones is there for us as well. Rob, it wasn't just the Liverpool fans who loved him.
Absolutely not, Matt. No, he was massively adored by Wolverhampton Wanderers supporters, and that is clear because the tributes that are being collected under the statue of Billy Wright here at Molineux are expanding very quickly. Indeed, some of the more recent ones, this beautiful golden love heart, which was delivered actually by a local florist 10-15 minutes or so ago with the message, Jota, you'll always be a wolf. And Ben was also just talking there about the moments that you share, the moments of great joy that these brilliant footballers deliver for the supporters. And I think that's particularly significant for young football fans. And one young fan has been here today to lay some flowers, but within the bunch of flowers that has been delivered, there is a picture of him and Diogo Jota clearly outside the Wolves training ground one day as Jota was making his way out of a session. And sometimes I think probably everyone watching will remember little snapshots of when you meet your heroes of the club that you support as a kid, and you might only get 30 seconds with a player like Diogo Jota as a young Wolves fan, but you remember it forever. You go to school and you're talking about it the next day, whatever he might say to you, those moments stay with you, and so much of what Diogo Jota helped deliver at Wolverhampton Wanderers will stay with supporters of all ages who watched him at Molineux, because he was part of an era that delivered Wolves back to the top table of English football. There had been some difficult seasons for Wolverhampton Wanderers before Diogo Jota arrived. There's a little bit of a Portuguese revolution in the 2017-18 season under Nuno Espirito Santo. Jota was Wolves' top scorer as they were promoted back to the Premier League. They won the Championship with 99 points. Jota and Ruben Neves were the two big stars of that Wolves team. They went on to finish 7th in back-to-back campaigns. Jota scored their first goal back in European football in the Europa League in almost 40 years as well. But there are those snapshots, those, well, old gold moments that will always be remembered by Wolves supporters. Hat-trick against Leicester, a very famous goal in an FA Cup quarter-final here in March 2019 against Manchester United. People have spoken a lot about Jota's ability as a dribbler. Well, that day, dancing past Luke Shaw to score a goal that took them to the semi-finals at Wembley. Some Wolves fans saying, well, that's the only time I've ever been to Wembley as a Wolves supporter. But not just a player of great ability, a dribbler, a good finisher, a poacher, but also a fighter, a terrier. He pressed, he harried, he tackled, he went up against players who were probably better physically than him, but banged into them. Sometimes he would risk injury doing so, but that was the sort of player that Diogo Jota was. And that is why so many Wolves supporters have been here today to pay tribute and to remember the great impact that he had during his time at Molineux.
He pulled us up from being mid-table Championship obscurity to on the brink of a European trophy, back-to-back hat-tricks in Europe. The way he took us to a semi-final in the FA Cup, like it's the first time I've ever been to Wembley as a Wolves fan, and he was a massive part of that. It's absolutely devastating news.
When he left, we knew he was going on to bigger and better things, and he was going to go and achieve what he has done, and he would have achieved even more. There's no doubt about that. And I always hoped one day he'd come back here and we'd see him playing again, like in a gold shirt. So it's just really, really devastating news.
This is gonna carry on for weeks and days and things like that. I mean, I've been looking on social media and people are saying, you know, can we connect with Liverpool fans when we play them? Is there any way we can connect together? I've seen the pictures outside Anfield, and you know, there's Everton shirts which are laying outside Anfield. It's one of those moments where the football kind of stops, but the football world all comes together. It's more of a human issue, but it's really shocking, really sad. But there's so many memories that he'll always be remembered for.
Fans have had to say to you, Rob, but some of his former teammates have also paid their respects.
They have, yeah. It was very interesting hearing Ben speak about his time as a Liverpool player up at Anfield and covering Liverpool a lot over the last 8-9 years or so, even thinking in the team that he was part of, and some of the forwards we've seen in the last few years at Liverpool, the likes of Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino. You still always felt, even talking to ex-players on certain days, that if there was a chance to fall in the last few minutes, if it dropped in the box to anyone, even at Liverpool, you would still want it to be Diogo Jota. That opportunity would fall to. I remember speaking to his former manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, who signed him here at Wolves. The day that he went to Liverpool and officially became a Liverpool player, they were Premier League champions when he joined them in 2020. He sadly passes away with them as Premier League champions, again having helped them to title number 20. But Nuno spoke that day with a tone of almost a father who was losing a son as part of his squad. That Nuno always speaks wherever he is, whether it's Wolves, whether it's now at Nottingham Forest, about creating an environment, and he always felt that Diogo Jota was a big part of that environment, because he was a big player, he scored important goals, but he also did his bit for the team as well, a team that was full of super important players. Raul Jimenez, one of them, who says it's hard receiving this type of news, and I still can't believe it. A great teammate, friend, and above all, and this is the most important part, a great father, because what we'll see on social media is a lot of clips of the goals that Diogo Jota scored for Wolves and for Liverpool and for Portugal, who he helped to the Nations League very recently. What we won't see is the clips and the videos of him being a brilliant dad and spending time with his 3 kids. We have seen the pictures of him getting married just 10 days ago to his childhood sweetheart, and it seems so desperately sad that that marriage won't last too long at all. But the memories will last, and that's why it's probably poignant and significant to leave you with the very short message from his former teammate here at Wolves, Ruben Neves. So they say we only lose people when we forget them. I will never forget you. His teammates won't, staff won't, and all the supporters here at Molineux will never forget Diogo Jota.
Thank you very much, Rob. OK, well, some of Jota's former teammates are playing out at the Club World Cup in the United States. Let's speak to Kaveh Solokul, who is out there. Carvey, what have FIFA said today about his passing?
Yes, in the last few minutes, we've had a statement from the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, and he says, "I'm deeply saddened to hear of the tragic passing of Diogo Jota and his brother, Andre Silva." Aged just 28, Diego had enjoyed a fantastic career to date and had many great years ahead of him, while his brother Andre was thriving at FC Penafiel. They will both be so sorely missed by all those who knew them and by the worldwide football community. On behalf of FIFA and the wider football family, my thoughts are with their family and friends, as well as everyone at Liverpool FC, FC Penafiel and the Portuguese Football Federation. May they rest in peace.
It's the Club World Cup quarter-finals tomorrow, and a number of Jota's former teammates will no doubt be wanting to pay tribute.
Yes, at least 3 of his former teammates are still out here in the US playing in the Club World Cup. Players like Ruben Neves. We just heard from Rob Jones there what Ruben Neves has posted on social media. Also Trent Alexander-Arnold, his former Liverpool teammate, who's now with Real Madrid. Real Madrid are in Miami at the moment, but they're playing in New York on Saturday. And of course Pedro Neto, who played with him for Portugal and also at Wolves. Pedro Neto at the moment is with Chelsea in Miami. They will be flying to Philadelphia here later today because they're playing Palmeiras in the quarterfinals tomorrow. And Chelsea have also posted a message on social media. They say everyone at Chelsea FC is devastated to learn of the tragic passing of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre. Our thoughts go out to their family, friends and all at Liverpool FC at this incredibly difficult time.
Thank you for the time being, Carvey. Now, Liverpool legend Sir Kenny Dalglish has paid his tributes. He has said, "Football is not important at this sad time. You feel helpless, knowing there's so little we can do to ease the pain for his wife of just 2 weeks and his 3 beautiful children. Thinking and praying for all their loved ones after the devastating loss of both Diogo and Andre. You'll never walk alone."